Hi there and welcome back. It's Tania from Tatty Treasures. So I'm in between projects, and in another couple of videos I'll be away on my holiday. So I've been, I don't know, I can't really call it tidying, perhaps sorting out a little bit in my room, mainly to see what do I need to get used up. And I came across these, which is wallpaper border, which I'd cut down. I don't know why I'd cut it down. I don't know if it wasn't in a big piece, or I perhaps cut it down to tea stain it. And I thought, oh, they would make some small notebooks, and I've not made any small notebooks for ages. So I've just literally cut them down to 12 centimetres. No reason for cutting them down for that. I just thought that that looked a nice size. So I'm going to be making 6 of them. I will pop them in the Etsy shop. So I'd also tea stained some, and I'd done this not that long ago, some well, this is like card really, but it was A3, so I cut it down to, I'm just going to do it just under that, and yes, I cut it down to A4, and this is like the strip what I'd got left. So I thought, ideal. I've already even got some pages. It obviously doesn't matter if these aren't exactly the same size. I think I counted, and I think I've got enough for 2 of these in each one. Let's have a look. Yeah. So I will pause in a minute, because obviously you don't want to see me cutting every single one of these. But I thought, you know, it will use these strips, and then I've got some strips of leftover, oh dear, what do you call it? Leftover invoice papers, which are also in strips, a lot thinner than these, but I thought they'll be fine to put in. And then I will look, you know, how thick they've got, and see what else we can pop in just to fill them up. But I really want, I am going to put some book pictures in, because again I've got some in the right kind of size. Well, they're a bit smaller, but I thought they would fit in here okay. So yeah, I've been tidying round, and I've got a whole thing of tea stained bits and bobs. So I've sorted out a bundle to put on Etsy, because I don't think I'm ever going to get through them all. So I've just got one bundle for Etsy, and I've kept the rest out, because I thought, why they're away underneath other things, I'm never going to get them used. And I've got a whole tub of you know, made ephemera and stuff, so I've bundled that up. I'm going to get some of that on Etsy, because you know, if I don't use it in the current project, it just seems to lay about not doing anything, so I'll probably spend a day putting some stuff on Etsy. I'm a few weeks in front with videos, so I'll have, you know, already done that at that point. So, and I've just looked round and I don't feel like I've created any more space. I've probably chucked a bin's worth of stuff away, you know, just a small waste bin, but yeah, I think I've done more just moving things around than actually getting rid of things. But I'm going to make sure you know, the things that I've pulled out, that I'm going to definitely use some of them in the next project. Have I got another 6? Oh right, yeah, so I've got enough for 3 of those in each one. But yeah, really I do need to do some mass making of journals off screen to actually use some stuff up. I think, you know, when you're just making one journal on screen, you're not using that much stuff up. It's like, yes, you want the variety to choose from, but you're not actually using a lot of stuff up. And I really do need to use some stuff up just to create myself just a little bit more space in here. So I'm going to pop another one of those in each of those. Okay, so they've got 3 in each. I do like that, this size. It kind of feel quite square like. Oh, I think they are 12 centimetres by 12 centimetres. So just under 5 by 5. Yeah, that wasn't by purpose at all. So we've got 3 of those in, and then I've got all these strips. So again, I'm just going to fold them, and I'm doing them this way. Oh, if I do it on my board, let's turn it over. Instead of having to cut them, I could, what did I say there was? Honestly, I've got a brain like a sieve. 12. So if, sorry, if I folded them at 11, say, still going to be a little bit too big. Let's have a look. They're not a bad size for in there, are they? Probably do with just cutting. I'll fold it in because you can attach something to that, you know, I don't know, something. I don't know how many. I think I'd be easier doing it. You know, I am so bad at measuring. It'd probably be best doing it this way. I think you've got to find what works for you. You know, I like simple. Gonna stick out a little bit too much. We'll get there, won't we? Once I've done a few, I'll be whipping through them. But yeah, it might look a bit fiddly, but you know, it will use all these strips of things that I've got, and it will make 6 nice little notebooks. So we'll do a couple and then I'll pause and continue. Totally blank ones, which is nice. I did buy these a long time ago off somebody, and it was all their like cut-offs, so I ended up with loads of, you know, odd sizes, and I think I've used all, well, I have used all the bigger ones, and I've just ended up with the strips. I've obviously used a lot, you know, in collage and stuff, but to be honest, I forget to use them. You know, I don't know what kind of room, you know, you do your crafting in, but this room, I've got to have everything kind of stacked in boxes, and I've not been using half as much as, you know, what I used to use when I was in my other room. But you know, you've got to work with what you've got. I mean, when I first started, you know, I was at the kitchen table. I don't know how I managed then, but I suppose I didn't do as many different themed things. I think, you know, when you've got tubs of butterflies, tubs of woodland animals and botanicals, and it's a lot of stuff, isn't it? And I suppose I'm lucky because I'm only really into botanical things. For people who, you know, like all kinds of genres, but you know, I've seen pictures and things of other people's craft rooms, and some people have, you know, a massive room, like a, you know, as big as a bedroom type thing. They're coming along. Lovely. That's probably a little bit too skinny. I'll keep that for my scraps. Oh, just 2 more. I'll see how many strips I've got after I've put these 2 in. Because I was quite lucky that you know, there was no oddments in those ones. So it used all of them. It's funny when you're in between projects. I am in the background, which is making me go through things because I'm, you know, pulling things out to use and things for my next project. Kind of forget where things are and what you've got. Oh, quite like that. So I've got another 2 in here. Oh, that's a good one. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let me keep some with the writing on because they're best for you know, collage. I think I've got to take 3 out, haven't I? Are all these plain now? Huh. Take that one out and put another one in here. Because, yeah, the ones with writing are nice for collage. Right, I'm going to pause and put the rest of these in. So there'll be 3 of those in as well, won't there? So that's 6 pages in each one already. Okay, so they've all got 3 bits of invoice and 3 tea stained, so 6. And then I've got loads of these size pictures. I've used loads in the past, and I've still got a few left. And I thought just a couple of those in, just for a bit of colour. So that will give 8. You can obviously cover. Oh, I might put that in the middle actually. Do it that way. Yeah, you can cover the back so you can write on it. So that'll be that. So if we fold one that way and then fold one that way. It's funny, isn't it? The things what you end up with loads of. And I think I've had these in my stash, you know, 2 years or something. I've made pockets out of them. You know, journal cards. Anyways, I can't remember which book it was from, but it was a book with loads of smallish pictures, but obviously, you know, too big kind of things for. Well, they'd have made nice little notebooks, just folded in half. So that'll be 8. So we kind of want 2 more things in. I think I like notebooks to have like 10 in, because then you've got 40 sides. It kind of feels then like, you know, something you can actually write in, not just a couple of bits. We are going to make some toppers for them. And again, I went through my stash. I don't know if any of you can remember, and I don't think I actually finished the series. I did start off making lots of things with book pages, and I'd got lots of like cluster bases. So I've pulled out 6 of those, which I thought we can build as topper onto it, which I'll show you in a second, and you'll probably know what I'm on about then, because that just sounded like a load of waffle. Okay, and again, you know, they fitted down lovely. It's great that I've not had to you know, cut loads of things down. Now I'm torn between, I've got some like scraps here, but I don't think, you know, I'd kind of like as full. I mean, that'd be a good piece to put in. But yeah, I've not got many that kind of size. There's some 6x6. I think they're horribly white on the other side. So the other thing I was thinking is, what about just cutting some scrapbook paper up to go in them? Because I'm not going to use that many pieces for this kind of size. I haven't got stacks of 6x6, but I don't tend to use it as much as, you know, I think I am. So maybe that would be a good idea. So if, what are they? If I cut them at 4.5, so if I cut them at 4, I'd get 3 strips, wouldn't I? Which this is 4. So let's have a look what that would look like. I think that's the wrong way around. Yeah. Even though that butterfly doesn't look the right way around, I'm going off the oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like those strips then. Let's just cut that down. What did I say I was going to do it at? 4. So we'll have to get the big trimmer out, unfortunately. And I say that just because I can't fit it on my table. Let's just cut that funny end off. So that. So probably want it there. Do I want to cut that off and make another? Or just put the rest in my scraps, because I think, you know, that'd be way too big to fold. So that is 10, and I think that makes it a nice size. Obviously it will squash down after a bit. I'll put, you know, a bit of weight on it. So let's pull out some scrapbook paper and not pick out the ones that I don't like, but pick out ones I'm probably not going to use in projects. And yeah, I might use, I must do it. I've got quite a lot of this black card. I always thought I would do like a black botanicals, but it's never happened. They'd be all right to put in. So let's take 2 of those. So I'm going to get 3 out of each one, aren't I? So that's 6. So that's 2, 4, 6. That's 3 journals. We've got 1 done, so that's 4 journals. So what do I want? Another 2, 4. Well, I think so. Honestly, my head it just doesn't work. I've been saving this blue and never. I don't want to cut that off. That's too pretty. I don't want to cut that one up either, because I'm thinking I might cut into the birds. Oh, let's do that one. Right, so I feel that that's enough. So 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, that's enough. Oh, so yeah, I'm only literally using 4 sheets of scrapbook paper. So yeah, not wasting it at all. And it's nice to have a bit of colour in it. Let's see if I can. I'll probably cut two at a time, can't I? So let's go. Oh, yeah. So that's two. And then two. And then we'll do these. And then we'll have our 10 sheets. So I think I'll sew one on screen, then I'll pause and do the others, or shall I just do the toppers first? Okay, so I folded them all in half, and I'm just gonna do them at 4, so they're like 4 by 4 folded. I've got 2 strips left over, which I will put, well, I've put them into my scraps. Okay. That's the daisy. I'm going to keep these on the side because I might use those in the toppers. So we want one there, probably one there. I think once they've squashed down, they will be lovely. We'll need to put something heavy on them so they lay down properly without sticking up. It's surprising how quick you can, you know, make some notebooks. Ideal if you wanted to make some notebooks for, I don't know, Christmas, birthday. Just to have some in your drawer for notes. If, I suppose if you, you know, do a craft stall or something. I don't think these would be too weird for regular people. I don't know. I don't know what regular people would, you know, if they've never seen a junk journal. I mean, really, these are quite tame, aren't they, in junk journal? You know, but somebody who hasn't seen one, I don't know. Okay, so that's them with all the pages in. Like I say, they've all now got 10 pages. So these are the clusters I was on about. So I must have made them with my scraps at some point. I think I'm going to have them all that way. Might want that a little bit smaller. Maybe not. I just feel like I do. I'm going to take, oh, which side? I'll take some of this side off. Okay. And that's a good thing about clusters. You can obviously, you know, make them up, and then if they're too big or too small, you can obviously add to them or take away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I've some leftovers from the botanical kit. So I thought these would be nice, like in the yellow. Oh, that's nice on that one. Maybe not that one. Have I got any? I think I've just got more yellow. Oh, I do like the yellow. Could do them all yellow. Yeah, let's do them like that. I keep thinking there's only 5 of them. My head is just counting 5 of them. I don't think I'm going to ink or anything, because not everybody likes the ink. I was wondering about, do I want some colour in there, and I'm liking that. The rest is all quite dull. Well, that pattern's very nice. Yeah, makes it pop, doesn't it? Oh, another one. You know, that's how easy it is to build up a cluster. And obviously, you know, you can use clusters as your toppers. Something like that. Okay. So I don't want to staple them, do I? Let's yep. That's got a bit of a, not a rip, but some of the paper's lifted up, so I just twisted it. Yeah, like that. Hope it fits. Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? Like, it doesn't look anything until you put your bit of decoration on. Now, I might put some material behind them as well. We'll have a look once they're stuck down. I will pause in a minute and do the rest, because obviously I'm only doing the same thing. Line that up at that. Yeah, it doesn't want to glue down. I think that's because of that corrugated card. That's better. So look what I had. Oh yeah. Okay, let's glue another one and then I'll pause it. Do it on that side. I think I do. Must have something about that that side. Pop that on like so. And then that's there. Just thinking, I don't know if to just ink around the whole outline, just to give the actual whole piece some definition. Make it stand out a little bit. They're nice. Obviously these pages won't poke out once they're done. Yeah, I like that. I'll do one more. Oh, and then it's funny, I've gone on to that side. So yeah, it must be just the way the clusters are, whatever looks best. I thought I was just going for one side, but obviously not. And then pop that there. Not made. I think this might be the last time that I actually made any clusters. I do love them. I think they're so versatile. You know, obviously we're using these as a topper, but you know, you could then stick these onto a tag. Maybe a little bit wide for most tags, but yeah, they're a good base for things. You could obviously do it into a tuck, or you know, build it onto something else and make it into a pocket. So they're a good base. And if you're wanting to use them more for decorating, you're best to, you know, make a smaller type cluster. I feel the bigger ones are better to use as decoration on something, like I say, on a tag. Make it into a pocket, tuck, or as a topper. And I think, you know, it makes a nice looking topper decoration. Okay, so that's all 6 of them done. I think they're going to look lovely. So yeah, I'm going to ink around them, and then I think we'll call this a video. I'll come back tomorrow as a part 2 and finish them off. I'm going to say I just looked up and saw that's better. Saw what time we was on. I think the last time I looked up it, I thought, oh crikey, we did that quick, and then all of a sudden it was, where's the time gone? I'm not sure if we'll put some labels on or words or something. They definitely want something else. Like I say, I don't know if we'll put some lace behind it or some, you know, netting type stuff or burlap, but they definitely want something behind them. So we'll finish those off. We need to sew them. So I'll sew 5 of them up, you know, before I come up on screen, and then we'll sew the 6th one on screen. We'll finish the toppers off. We'll get those stuck on, and then I might add where we've got those little flips, I might add some things, just a few things inside. I'll see what I've got laying about, and then they'll be finished. Like I say, I will put them on Etsy. They will be, you know, very, very reasonable price. Obviously, bear in mind postage is what makes you know, these small things a little bit more expensive, but I definitely don't make anything on, you know, the postage side. I try and do it as, I mean, normally it costs me more than you know what I put, but yeah. So I think they look loads better with just that bit of ink around them. Yeah. Okay, until tomorrow, and tomorrow will be the last video I've got to film before I go away. So after that we'll be coming back and starting a new project. I'll probably do a video before we get into the project. I've done a full flip through of the new, well, it's not a new kit, but I've not used it yet, so I'll probably show you bits and bobs before we get into it. Okay, thanks for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow, and we'll get these lovely little notebooks finished off. So bye for now.